Hold it, let me. There we go, try that. All right. So the meeting was called to order at 7?
Yes.
Okay.
Jeff, I do want to note that today was the first on there instead of the second with the.
All right.
I think it was fine.
Yeah.
Okay, we have to call the meeting to order, what we just did. And we have to approve the draft meetings agenda, which is what we're going to do right now. And the agenda is open the new business and it's open to the public hearing on application 25-21 from Tommy Grace or Thomas Grace. I think everybody calls him Tommy, who's the owner, and Jesse Zangel. Zangelo, okay, who's the applicant, which requests the demolition of an existing pre-zoning and non-conforming single-family residence structure and a setback variance for construction of a two-bedroom, single-family residence structure. The property is located on 206 Oxbow Road, which is parcel number 866, and the pre-zoning non-conforming parcels dimensions or topography and FEMA flood hazard area does not allow the proposed replacement structure to conform to the prescribed rural zone setbacks. We're going to swear in any new interested parties and submit or review written testimony received and or oral testimony. We'll close or continue the public hearing if necessary. And we'll, at that point, if we do go into a deliberative session, we'll do it as necessary. And again, a motion will be required for that. We'll then motion to exit the deliberative session and issue instructions to the zoning administrator. The other thing we have to do tonight is take care of any old business, and that's to review and approve decision and findings for applications 25-1 and 2514.
As a point of order, sir, we should have the agenda now, a motion to approve the agenda.
We will, as soon
As soon as I get done reading through it.
Oh, okay.
And we'll have to go over any new or malicious business. And the next meeting set a date for future meetings as the applications require, and then we'll adjourn the meeting. So that's the agenda. Anybody care to make a motion to accept the agenda as written?
I'll make a motion to accept it.
Okay, Charlie makes a move. Is there a second?
I'll second.
And Keith will second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? None. Okay, so what we'll do, so we're hearing going. And what we don't normally do is introduce you, Jesse, to who the members of the board are. And according to our little tags, if everybody sat in their proper seat, we got Ed Keith there. Member Charlie Simpson. I'm Stan Murkowski, the chairman. Rick Conway is the co-chairman. And you met Jeff Biazuzzi, have you or not?
I have, yeah.
Okay, he's a zoning administrator, and our new guy is Jim LaCoyle. Okay, so that's it. We have plenty of people here for a quorum, unless someone feels the need to step down for any personal reasons or any other reason. Apparently, there's none. So, see, 1, 2, 3, 5. So we're missing Clarence, and who else?
Nick.
Oh, Nick.
Nick,
Is he
right.
still on the board?
Yeah, he's still on the board.
Never hear from him.
Well, I see him once in a while. It depends on if he's in town, I think, but.
Okay. So anyway, what we'll do, Jesse, is seeing you're the only one present. What we have to do for the purpose of the hearing, to make this legal, is to swear you in. So you'll raise your right hand for you and anybody else that wishes to give testimony. Anybody on TV there?
Oh, well, wait a minute. We have a participant back here. Let's see if get them involved. That just happened. Waiting room. Come on, open up. Hello, those in the waiting room.
Yeah,
Can you hear us?
I hear you.
Okay. Oh, that's our member. Okay, it's Nick. Good evening, sir. All right.
We can continue with the swearing then. Anyone who wishes to give testimony, if you raise your right hand, and do you so solemnly swear that the evidence you shall give will take the cause under consideration. There'll be the whole truth, the whole thing.
I do.
Okay. And for the record, if you put your name and address and occupation.
My name is Jesse Zangle. 36. And I self-employed. A little bit of everything, but building residential home. for the most part.
Okay, what I usually like to do is just have a quick debriefing from Jeff. So he can kind of give a take on what's happened here. Jeff, do you have your notes
I do.
available? Can you recollect?
Okay, thank you, sir.
I know we do have an application here from you, which is kind of tells the story, but
Okay.
Jeff, if you could.
So there's three maps attached into the zoning board's package. The first one is the tax map, which shows that this is interestingly shaped piece of property actually is bisected by town zoning districts. The village occupies a small end on the south, and the no, actually, the village goes around the subject property, which is outlined in pink. And the zoning district line is a dash lined in red. If you're looking at the tax map that
Okay.
okay, so it actually has two pre-zoning parcels. You'll see a little dotted line that bisects the middle of the pink subject property, and that was previous separate lots. At one time, there were two houses on the south end of this lot. We can call it the base of the vase-shaped piece of property. I don't know what. And one of the houses was removed. It was a family member, and maybe some of you remember Betty Ann Martin, who was a real estate broker forever, salesperson forever. And she lived there, and her relatives lived there. I think multi-generation ownership, perhaps. So it's got two zoning districts to deal with, and then the issue is also compounded if you go to the topographic the natural resource atlas map. You'll see that the property has a floodplain issue. It's not an intensive one, but it's enough that it impacts over the road and into the property. And then the most important thing about this property is that it has a reasonably high percentage of side slope and not a lot of flat land to work with. It does benefit from town water, but it is on a private septic system. So
On the flood zone thing,
Mhm.
you've got a little red dot.
Oh,
And then you've got, it looks like another house layout.
okay. So if and I could explain that the map you have. My note is up in the margin, maybe. Okay, so when you dial up the natural atlas resource, when you dial up the resource atlas, you type in an address, and it puts that bullseye on the house that is at that address. So,
So the existing house
Is
at
under the
right-
bullseye.
is at the
Yeah.
red spot.
and then if you look at the topographic map, you'll see the little rectangle that represents the proposed structure's location.
So in other words, the proposed one is out
Right.
of the flood zone, actually.
He's moved it back, and actually Jesse has had some licensed technicians look at this, and he can add to that perhaps.
Yeah, basically they said 22 feet off the road is technically in the flood zone from the river across the street. And I backed the building back up 30 feet. So at least and will be well above grade, I believe.
So that saves the property owner from flood insurance issues.
Okay.
The other thing about this is that the property is actually in the rural zone, and the front setback for the rural zone is 40 feet from the town road right of way. It's impossible to make.
Yeah.
Okay. And so
17 feet behind the house.
and so I tried to apply the rule that's if you look at by the way, in your package, there's two pages of applicable zoning regulations. I don't know that I sent you the second page, but you should be familiar with it because it's the same. That one is the one I'm going to address next. So there's the setbacks. in the rural zoning district, it's supposed to be 40 feet from the road right of way and 25 feet from all other lines. And the irregular shape of this particular property makes that impossible, either under the best of circumstances without the floodplain involved. The other thing about this is the two zoning districts. And so there's a paragraph from Pittsford zoning about what happens when you have two zoning districts. And the rule is you can encroach into the more restrictive zone, the less restrictive zone by 30 feet. Well, that doesn't cut it. 30 feet doesn't reach the new house. So unfortunately, that was a well thought out provision, but it's not applicable here. So.
But in the rear, he's got 17, the rear, it says here 15.
Well, we're not anywhere close to setbacks, and
Yeah.
any way you look at it, so that is why and you can't move it. There's not enough room to move things. And this is, where the rules, when you go to section 1501, which is the last page in your package, you review the variance criteria.
So we're looking at the proposed structure with setbacks of 17 feet, is what I've heard.
Well, if there's a site map that the applicant has prepared, it's pretty
Right,
detailed in that regard.
Yeah, okay.
So,
That's for the rear setback.
yeah,
The existing is far more severe.
well,
as
what
far
you
as
see,
regulations go.
yeah, it is, because what you see here on your application, he's outlined the property per the tax map. But he's using the edge of the blacktop, not the edge of the right of way. The blacktop, the travel lane in this particular location is 20 feet wide. Tape it. And so he's measuring from the edge of the blacktop and he's coming back 30 feet.
Mhm.
Well, like you suggested, the actual road right of way is another 20 feet to the right of the edge of the blacktop. So he's out of the floodplain, but he's actually how far from the edge of the road right of way there? Your schematic doesn't show it
Oh,
approximately.
He's showing 30 feet off,
30 feet off
Off the edge of the blacktop, not at the edge of the right of way.
but we don't know what the right of way is.
It's a 3-rod right of way. It's
Wait a minute,
49.
do you know that for a fact? You're
Yes.
taking it as
No,
statutory.
I'm taking it as statutory, but it is a 3-rod right
It
of way.
would be statutory 3-rod, but it could be a 2-rod road, because I believe over there by the brook, we had a case on this back when Trick was caught. Remember?
Oh,
It
yeah.
was down there on the corner.
Well, I'd have to check the highway map then, but either case, that is advantageous to the applicant,
Right.
so.
But the encroachment is less than the existing one, right? As far as the setback from the road.
Oh, yeah, the existing home right now is about, what, 5 feet off?
Yeah, no,
That's my fault.
the existing house,
Exactly.
I mean,
Yeah,
I know it was 12, but
Yeah, it's really close.
so in the grand scheme of things, you're tearing this house down.
Mhm.
It's going away, the existing house, and then you're building a new structure.
Yeah.
With like it's approximately the same square footage.
well, actually, on the chart, there's a schedule.
Yeah.
You just open that back up, sir. Okay, top right corner, top left corner.
Oh, okay.
There's an
Okay, sure.
there's an excerpt from the lister's card. The existing structure has
It's just slightly bigger.
yeah, it's like, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going from 1,660 square feet to an extra 100 square feet
Yeah.
approximately. 106,
And it's falling on a slab.
okay.
Yeah, slab or
The rear
essentially
setback is
also,
gonna be.
depending on, depending on
Yeah,
how much.
this is
you're
existing.
getting above
Right.
that,
Yeah.
let's say. But yeah,
Does the existing house have a cellar?
it does, I mean, it does.
Kind of.
It does,
Kinda,
I guess.
yeah.
It's,
Maybe.
no, slab.
it's slab or.
No, that's the wrong side. I gotta be on this
It's gonna
side.
be on this side, right.
Higher in the air.
Yeah, right.
I don't see it.
That would be advantageous.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I think that's a requirement, showing these.
They usually go with a by-the-way home slab and top.
Yeah.
They could always be in the lot.
Yeah.
What, like, that difference? Those would be fine.
Unless you wanna put
Yeah,
the
that's what I
bump outs in.
On the site map, do we have the names of the adjoining property owners?
If you go to the tax map, they're on that page.
They are.
Go to the one that looks like a tax map and the property owners, the adjoining property owners are somewhere in
So
there.
who's the owner on the backside? I don't see it.
Actually, I can give you that because I have the list of
That's
it.
not.
It's,
That would be where you'd be encroaching towards, but you're
Right.
moving it away from the
Right.
road, but you're getting closer to you. And there's nobody else joined in here, right?
just Nick, and unfortunately, Nick, you're working with a little bit less information than the board here has. That I've added since I emailed the package, but. So Gordy DeLong actually, owns it.
Gordon DeLong
Yeah.
owns it? So that's your testimony.
Well, that's what the tax map tells me.
Okay. All right.
So,
Well, no, I'm just saying the board is gonna rely on that.
well, you can rely on ArcGIS, Access GIS that the town has too, so. But there aren't very many abutters there, that's, I guess, the point.
But it's Gordon.
And Gordon, yeah, he owns pretty much everything to the east side
All
here.
right. Did you speak with any of your neighbors about it?
I haven't, but
Okay, and this was warned as a variant. Okay. All right.
Is everybody familiar with the site? Rick,
I go fast.
You drove past, Eddie, you know the site,
Oh, yeah. You know, with it.
okay, Rick, you know where,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it's steep on the backside.
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah.
Very much so.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember David Clemens, the house burned there. So there was another house there, wasn't it? Yeah, remember David Clemens?
I remember it, yeah.
Yeah, their house burned.
Huh.
David burned in the house.
Jeez.
They found him in the bathtub.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, he was like in their class.
Well, he was in our age, David Clemens, yes.
Are you gonna be excavating out anything behind that house? In
I
that
wasn't. I mean,
17-foot area, so you're gonna raise it up?
it'll be raised up. I mean, if anything, it'd be a few feet, just to blend it in, but. Just to get so it's not pitched towards the house, yeah.
Yeah, considering it's a flood zone, like I said, so if you can get it up a little bit.
Just look at the drains.
Well, I think
Yeah.
what Sam's saying too is there's that huge embankment behind it.
Yeah.
You
It
know,
drains down.
Want everything running
Away from that.
Okay, we have been at task, I think the last 2 or 3 hearings we've had to deal with pre-existing lot sizes that don't conform to current day zoning. This is one of them. There is an existing dwelling on site, or structure. I guess we can all voice our opinions, either voice them or you'll know with a vote how we feel. But one of the things I think we should just at least touch base on is the criteria for a variance, because that's what this hearing is warned for. And we as a board may grant a variance and render a decision fair and favorably appellant only if all of these following facts are found. That the findings are specified in its written decision. First of all, if there are unique physical circumstances or conditions, including irregularity of the lot's narrowness or shallowness of the lot size or shape, or an exceptional topographical feature, or any other physical conditions that might be peculiar to the property. If the unnecessary hardship is due to these conditions and not the circumstances or conditions generally created by the provisions of these regulations in the district in which the property is located. Of that, I think we had, or if you could just testify in your own words that you feel that the topography's bad, the site's bad, it's as big as it gets.
Yeah, I mean, the lot is, yeah, it's only 83 feet off and it's, you know, at its largest depth off the pavement and again, the flood zone is a big portion of pushing that house back and of course the pre-existing structure being so close to the road now. And yeah,
All right, and I guess because of these physical circumstances, which we've heard, I think everyone's aware of. There's no possibility, in your words, is there any possibility the land to be developed in conformity with the zoning regulations?
I don't know.
Okay. Uh, And that the unnecessary hardship has not been created by you? It, it is what it is.
It is what it is, yeah.
Okay, right. And the variance, if authorized, will not alter the essential character of the neighborhood or district in which the property is located, substantially or permanently impair the appropriate use or development of adjacent property. Reduce access to renewable energy resources or be detrimental to the public welfare.
You're gonna use it as private residence.
Private residence, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the variance, if authorized, will represent the minimum that will afford relief and will represent the least deviation possible from these regulations in the town plan.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have. So your intention is stay, on water and utilize the services that are
Yes.
there?
Yeah.
Okay, and the existing septic system, are you gonna use that also?
I've been told I need to have it inspected, but I plan to, yes. Or bring it up to a level of being able to be used.
Okay.
It passes.
Is there a
Yeah.
leach field anywhere?
It looks like there is, but again, I don't guess.
So it's just the septic tank at that point that you know of?
You can, I mean, from what I know, there's a 1,000-gallon tank in it. From what I've been told, there's a 1,000-gallon tank. And then, but from what you can see kind of over the, you kind of see where the tanks, where there might be a leach field right after it. So, but again,
dry
I
well.
have it inspected. that-
Yeah.
what that's it.
So with regards to the septic system, there's a lister note from 2003 that says that the field was repaired, but we can't find for the life of us anywhere any documentation that adds additional
Mhm.
information. So in fact, I even went back to the town health officer to see if they had something in their files from the good old days, and he said he couldn't find anything. So
Do you know if it's a concrete tank?
I don't know. I was just told it was a 1,000-gallon tank and
Yeah.
that's what I was told, yeah.
the one thing that we do know is that it was working, at least we believe it was working until Betty Ann passed. She was living there pretty much till the end of her.
And there were no issues or any violations issued.
I don't have any in file.
Okay.
I don't
Or you
have
said
any.
you talked with, you said you spoke with. You looked.
I
you said you
checked
couldn't
with the
find-
health officer to see if there was any record
Right,
that the
right.
town had on file.
I think,
But, yeah,
not,
Okay, and, I guess on the, side elevations and the appearance of the house, it looks nice.
Yeah.
Is it, do you have a color picked out for it? Or?
I was planning on just going like traditional white, but
Mhm.
I mean, it's gonna be hemlock, pre-prime siding, plywood siding. The goal is to actually get the house like it was built in, like early 1900s, but renovate, kind of give it the, the old New England look.
Mhm.
And that's always kind of been my goal with every structure anyway.
Yeah.
To kind of, make it almost look like it was the old house that was renovated new and
Okay,
what is fitting well.
okay, I guess I'd like to throw in there, and Jeff, maybe you can, save them a little bit through this. Should we approve this, could we put something in there that this permit, if approved, would include the demolition of the other house? Because
okay.
there is a permit required to tear down existing structures,
Okay.
correct?
So, yeah, no, if they're abandoned, then they have to be torn down within 1 year. And the house is gonna fall down probably within 1 year. So, it's in really tired shape.
Yeah.
It's well beyond being salvageable by
Oh.
any means. And so I don't think this gentleman is going to invest all his money on this project and leave that old house there, but
No,
but-
but he has indicated he's gonna tear it down. But if he goes ahead to tear it down, can I say, can we piggyback onto that?
Give him.
In
a
the permit, give him the permit tonight to tear the house down, the
Um,
existing house, or is that?
Probably under statute, and that's a legal question. I can't answer with great definity. But I could have issued a separate demolition permit for him on this. It was just expeditious in my opinion to just have everything under one permit. And the statute says that you have to go through the 15-day warning period after the zoning administrator issues the permit.
Mhm.
We don't have any interested parties here participating that would have grounds to appeal any decision of the board. So there's no rule that once he get his permit and he waits his 15 days that says he can't demo the permit. Now, demo the old house.
Mhm.
Can I just stop you for a second? Jesse, I'd like to ask you a question.
Mhm.
Is it your intention to demolish this house before you start construction on the new one?
It is, yes.
Okay,
Okay,
then why don't we just,
Yeah.
I don't think we need to.
yeah, I'm just trying to save him going through getting a
That's what
permit.
this was-
This will save him
Yeah,
getting
right.
the permit, that's all I'm
Yeah,
asking.
That's his
Jeff.
testimony.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Appreciate that, yeah.
okay,
And
yeah,
that keeps us straight.
okay, good,
Yeah.
all right.
My only issue.
Yeah.
Is, it's just like you and I had to deal with the house on Barnesville Road that has tank on one side and
Oh, yeah.
nothing on the other.
Mhm.
So knowing what they've done in the past, him and I had a house that had a septic system here, no leach field, pipe just ran across the road and dumped.
Yeah, okay,
So you got a brook over there.
Oh,
We
yeah.
don't know if the same thing is going on there.
right.
So I'd like to see a status of what the septic system, if you're gonna use it. Because you may need to put a new one in because
Oh, yeah.
it doesn't
Of course, yeah.
meet.
Right.
You
Yeah.
said you gotta get it approved anyways, right?
Oh, yeah, I've got it.
No, but I said we might as well tie that in. With the permit that he has to meet existing.
Yeah,
sewage.
and that's usually written into all of our permits.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just has to comply with all of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Other-
Regular.
and, you know,
Exactly.
anything else you have to deal with.
Yeah.
Has gotta be
Yeah, I mean,
required.
and if I were to plan to sell the house, the plan is, I mean, I want everything to be up to.
No, you need to, because you don't, it's,
It's good with the
Environmental
state,
laws.
Well, we used to swim on the big rock down there,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
and I fished that with Dave Fox, and we
Yeah.
toss a coin to see which side of the brook we were gonna fish,
Yeah.
whether Dave. Cause I always said there was no fish in there, and Dave would come out with a
Round it
reel.
up.
Oh, yeah.
He said, I thought you said there was no fish in there. Remember
Yeah.
Foxy?
yeah.
My mother caught a big rainbow right at that rock, her and Mary Lundigan and Louise Current.
So
School.
if there was ever anything going in the brook, we would have seen it, that's for sure. Yeah, there's another house just down the road, Charlie Smith that lived there. I think it's Mike Mahoney now.
The Ford Roots up.
Yeah.
Now that hole's all filled in now, isn't it, with gravel?
It changed there when.
Yeah, when after Irene went through.
Yeah. I remember when Sherman Parker had corn out there and it came down through, took this whole corn piece right out the brook. Cut a whole new
Yeah.
channel
Yeah.
down through.
Okay, well, back to business. I guess, are there any other questions or any other uncertainties with the board members where you don't feel comfortable to? That we don't have enough testimony or you feel? Some testimony?
I think it'd be an asset for the community,
Yeah, I think it's a good
especially the
project.
character of the area,
Yeah.
considering what it looks like now. Yeah.
Nick, can you hear all this? Nick?
Yep, yeah,
Okay.
no question. I've heard the whole thing.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion, from anybody on the board. A decision to be made based on the testimony and, comments made.
I make a motion to accept Jesse and Gal's proposal to the board tonight based on his testimony.
Second that.
Okay. All those, in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Anyone
Thanks, Nick.
opposed? You're in favor of it too? He raised his hand. Okay.
Well, he swore, he swore.
Yeah, he swore to do it. You could be a board member too, if you'd like.
Yeah.
You can do this.
In the 40+ years, Sam and I have been doing this, you're the first applicant that I've ever seen vote for.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. You're gonna put that
So
one.
therefore, we,
You have to do it.
we'll direct the zoning administrator, Jeff, to write up the findings, and conclusions and the decision on this.
Make it pretty.
I think,
That's the plan.
That was a good application.
I think it was a good application
Yeah.
for a good site, because I think, even though the in reality zoning or variance are decisions that can, you'll never win one in court. But I think this has got a lot of ammunition in favor for it, between topography, size of stuff, and you're improving what you're doing.
Now, go out, all the neighbors that are bitching. Are they be here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good. I guess that concludes your
Yeah.
presence.
I'm all set.
And and again, there's was a 30-day
So-
appeal period, Jeff?
So the zoning board has, under normal statute, 45 days in which to render and issue a written decision. They've issued a verbal decision, but nothing counts unless it's the decision signed and drafted. So I will try to get to that within 10 days. And then I can issue the permit.
And then once the permit is issued, it's a 30-day.
And
appeal
then,
period.
well, there's two appeal periods that run concurrently. The first one is the appeal of the zoning administrator's actions, which would be the issuance of the permit. And that's usually futile because the board is going to catch the appeal and they've already rendered a decision, so they'll decline the appeal and it's a moot point. The second one would be if there were any interested parties, or if any interested parties materialize, that they will appeal to Vermont Environmental Court. They have up to 30 days from the date of the decision signed in which to do that.
Wouldn't they have to be present for the hearing?
Well, they'd have to qualify as interested parties, and the two tests for interested parties, one is to have been in attendance, and two, even if they're in attendance, they also need to participate. They have to say, yes, no, maybe. They only have to give their name and address, but that would count toward the court as qualifying as an interested party. Neither of those happened tonight, so.
I think you're pretty well set. You just have your time frames and.
Your intention is to do it this year?
Yeah, probably start it later this summer. Currently about to start a project for, my brother lives up on Adams Road,
Mhm.
and they're putting a little addition on, so I'm starting that for them this coming week. Getting it all going. Doing that, and that's next, and possibly build ourselves an actual house. Maybe next summer. We've got a 5-week old, so we're even bigger place.
First, this gentleman's first Father's Day coming up.
Good for you.
All right.
Thanks.
Well, good luck to you.
Yeah, thank you, and yeah, nice meeting you all.
Yeah, me too.
I'm sure I'll see you around town.
Okay, good.
Good.
All right,
Cool, awesome, thanks.
See you
guys.
later.
So what's left on the agenda is to discuss the decision for the marketplace and the Caldwell non-conforming the garage. And does anybody want to discuss it? Because I've
There's no discussion. We made the decision.
Okay,
What are you
good.
talking about?
good. All right. Okay. So I have the signed decisions. I can issue those permits.
Okay, just out of curiosity, because just to touch on some business. Eddie's neighbor, Barbara, came forward on the village farm.
Oh, yeah.
There is no violation because nothing's been built.
Nothing's been built, and
But in the meantime, have you heard any scuttlebutt about anything?
not a thing. There seems to have been some internal discussion between board members of the Pittsford Village Farm, and they have been in discussion with neighbors. But the hue and cry is at least for now died down. And it could very well be because they have not built the stage. It was evident that they one of the things that got the group going was that the stage picture that they showed, which was only an example of the stage, maybe it was the stage they were thinking of buying and missed out on, is that both neighbors felt that the existing stage or the previous stage, which was only 3 or 4 feet off the ground, was lower than the proposed stage being shown in the photo, which was 7 feet off the ground. And they felt
You
that.
know, I think we should stop this right here. I think you're walking on ex parte.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Well,
Yeah,
I just asked Rick and Karen
No, yeah.
if anybody ever came forward, because
No,
it
I'm
was
just not-
because she did show up.
right. And I think it was a good question because Gary went out there and met with her in the hall and came back in and he said he thought it was resolved. He said there was miscommunication.
yeah, so to answer your question, I haven't heard anything.
Okay, that's way to leave it then. Okay. Well, if that's the case, any other discussion or stuff coming up, Jeff, down the line?
Not at this point in time.
Okay.
I have one question for you outside the meeting, quick though.
So you were saying the place with the trailers, nothing has taken place.
Not yet. Their clock is ticking.
And the other issue is boondocks, anything taking place there?
There is another hearing with the environmental court on June 9th.
Who's hearing that? Walsh or McLean?
Well, I don't know because Walsh retired since then, and I don't know who the
Walsh hasn't retired.
Not
He just
retired.
issued an order for us in our favor, by the way.
was it Walsh?
Sure.
Who was
Judge
the other
Walsh
one?
and Judge McLean, the one that died. Judge,
I don't know the answer to that. The judge that was presiding on the case.
and McLean's probably got it.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry
that's his
about that.
name. Yes,
Yeah.
he had cancer right up to. the,
Yeah, that's
Judge,
too bad. He had a great
Good
sense of
guy,
humor.
great
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
And what is this case about?
The Boondocks thing?
That they're going back for?
Oh, this is following up on contempt of court,
Okay.
to the point where the court has to decide what they're going to do. The request is for an increase in the damages because it's been ticking away at $200 a day without any, $100 a day without any compensation. There hasn't been any change up there. If you go up there, it's full of cars still and tow trucks and so on. And so, the town has appealed to the court to take some action on its own.
Sounds like it's gonna cost a lot of money.
Somebody's gonna be at the dam.
Yeah. Can't get bought out of a stone.
You look good on TV there.
You can take Old Stone now.
I just, when I've seen people that lose stuff. It's not good.
Yeah.
Any,
He's not, that's terrible. So anyways, I'd like the motion to adjourn.
Fair to say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? None.
thank you, folks. Happy Father's Day to you all.
Aye.
Well, thank you, Nick.
Take care, everyone.
You too, sir.
Spreading out, they caught it, I don't care, so what's.
So even if they hold it, now it's gonna be.
7:03.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you haven't been very patient, and I promise you that you are on the top of the pile to get your permit issued. So hopefully that'll be Wednesday here.
Oh, I thought it was issued.
No, yeah, but
Do
no,
I still have to wait 30 days from now?
I'm gonna backdate it. Listen.
You can take that down.
No, it's 15 days. It's 15 days.
Oh, I thought you had already done
I thought I would have had it.
it. The appeal window for mine was 30 days after.
That's the environmental court. And so the only person, and I think that's run its course. So,
Yeah,
well, it's closed.
yeah.
Because
The only one that can appeal is myself with an A.
Correct. That's my understanding.
And he hasn't said anything.
Not a peep.
in that, it said that you need to approve the fence on the south side and then the.
You got-
Things.
Yeah. So typically you just look at the zoning regulations, which you're gonna do a 6-foot stockade fence of some kind, or what do you wanna do? You just have to
Well,
describe.
here's
it.
what I wanna tell you.
Mhm.
So his driveway on that south side is 3 feet higher than where the fence is.
Mhm.
Put a 6-foot fence and you're driving a truck, you're gonna look over the top of the knees. I was thinking we put in a hedgerow.
You do that if you want. It counts. Yep. Yeah.
So.
Whatever your, I mean, those are the two options. Doesn't have to be a wooden fence. It could be a vegetative fence.
It could.
Yeah.
Does it have to start at 6 feet? Like I was looking at some like 5-foot cedars.
I'll have to get back to you on that. Typically, there's a grace period for them to get established and start to grow. I mean, if you do those flat cedars, once they get their root systems going and they got something working in good soil, those things will grow 1.5 feet a year.
I know.
So,
I know. So that's what I was looking at, trying to, if you drive by, I mean, what do you know? It's already driveway is up.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's what we were thinking.
I just think, if the shipping containers have to go. I don't know where you want to put them, but they can't be there. That's part of the decision.
Part of the problem we have right now is there's still animals building. So.
Oh, well, yeah, well, we can work with that.
Can we, if you want, I can hook onto an excavator and move it 6 inches.
I think that counts. If you want, you can hire hire Keith Mazzaroni to pick them up. He can pick up loaded containers and put them in your front yard. He's the only one that I know that has a truck, a rig that can hold. Can move
Well, they
loaded
came in
containers.
on our flatbed.
Yeah, you can't get them out that way. You won't be able to put those loaded, if they're loaded with anything heavy, they won't. go on the
No,
flatbed.
like that's the whole problem is there's stuff. in
They're
it.
building materials, yeah.
Well, there's some building materials, some other stuff,
Okay.
and we don't have a place to move them to.
Yeah,
And then-
I don't,
then the
unless
yard's gonna
somebody.
Be more of a mess when we have all that
Well,
outside.
I'm glad you brought that up because I'll see what I can do to factor that into the permit. You are allowed to have a construction trailer during. But who, I don't know. But, the whole thing is just to keep everybody happy and I can call the neighbor. That's the principal here, that, concern.
Yeah.
Bring him in, yeah. And I can explain, well, he'll get a copy. He got a copy of the decision. He won't get a copy of the permit. But I would just call him and say, in case you are still wondering, the permit's been issued and here's the plan. So they're gonna finish knocking down the building. As soon as you get past the 15-day warning period. And I mean, the hearing was on April 28th, right?
The thing was signed on May 8th by.
Oh,
Sam,
it was-
and the
it was
9th
on-
By you.
Okay, so the hearing was like April 7th. All right, so, and I issued the decision, or the decision was signed and sent out the same day, pretty much, that I got it. So that would have been May 7th. Yeah, so 30 days is June 7th. So yeah, it's right on. I knew it was coming up close. And that said, it's possible he'll try to sneak it in under the 11th hour, but I think he would have done it by now if he was gonna.
Yeah.
And I mean, the way to diffuse that,
How do you know?
you don't. Oh, well, if he files an environmental court, the town gets a copy. And you'll get you'll get a notice from the court.
But it'll be within that window, like right away, like if he files it on the 9th.
Yeah, no, if he files it on the 9th, you're gonna get it close, quick, but it isn't gonna be the 10th probably. Especially if he files it on a Friday.
You need to wait like a few extra days.
Yeah, you should. I mean, you can call the guy, tell him, I can write him a letter saying here, we were hoping to touch base and let you know that we didn't get everything we want, but you're gonna get your screening and we're gonna get a smaller building.
Well, the building's the same size,
Well-
but I don't have the over.
You don't have the overhang and you can't keep the containers.
So.
So tell,
Basically.
basically what I'd say is reassure them that, just reassure them that things are getting better as soon as they can.
Yeah, I don't know, how much better, yeah. It's just, we have to find another piece of land somewhere and make a bigger building.
Los Angeles.
Did you talk